Pouring into Purpose with Counselor Stewart. Episode title: Pouring with Purpose, Being Intentional so Students Grow with Direction. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to Pour into Purpose with me, Counselor Stewart. I'm really glad you're here. So, in the first episode, we talked about how what we pour into students truly matters. And it does, it really does. But today, I want to take it a step further and focus on being intentional. Because it's one thing to pour into students, but it's another thing to really think about what we're pouring in and how we're doing it. If you work with kids, you already know every day we are giving something. We're giving our words, our energy, our reactions, expectations, our patience, or sometimes even our frustration. And if we're being honest, some days we're just trying to make it through. We're responding to what's in front of us and moving on to the next thing. But every now and then, we've got to pause and ask, what am I really giving my students on a daily basis? What am I pouring in? Because students don't just need us to be present, they need us to be intentional. Think about watering a plant. If you pour too much water, it drowns. If you pour too little, it dries out. And if you pour inconsistently, it struggles to grow. Growth requires the right amount at the right time with the right care. And our students are no different. They need encouragement, they need structure, they need patience, they need somebody to just be steady. And that's why intentionality matters. Thinking before we respond. So let me paint a picture of that. A student walks into your room already frustrated. You give them a direction and they respond with attitude, maybe a little disrespect too. Now, in that moment, what's your first instinct? You might react. To correct them immediately, you match their tone. But here's the thing: what we do in that moment can either escalate the situation or de escalate it. So instead of reacting, pause. Think, what is this student really feeling right now? Is this defiance? Or is this frustration, embarrassment, or even hurt? But sometimes it could be all of those things. But it's not about us all the time. So instead of saying, you need to fix your attitude right now, we shift our response to something like, I can see you're having a tough moment. Let's take a second and talk about what's going on. Or you could even say, I see that you're frustrated right now. I'm going to give you a moment to calm down. And when you're ready to talk about it, let me know. See the difference? One response shuts the student down. The other one opens the door for a conversation. Also, choose words that build, not break our students, like put downs, embarrassing comments, belittling them. Those kinds of things break, not build. Setting expectations that guide the student, not confuse. Guiding expectations give directions, and confusing expectations leave students confused. For example, here's a confusing expectation. Setting the scene, you're in the class, you're getting ready to start the lesson. Pay attention. What is that even saying? What does that mean? It could be interpreted to anything. for different students. But a guiding expectation when you're starting your lesson. Eyes on me, materials out. Track the lesson with me. Because whether we realize it or not, we are always teaching something. And this actually reminds me of something my mom used to say growing up. She would always say, "Do as I say, not as I do." And back then, when she used to say that, I didn't think about it much. But now I get it. Because even when she said that, she knew I was watching her. I was paying attention to how she handled things when frustrated, how she responded to people and situations, and how she treated people. And honestly, I was learning from what she did just as much as from what she said. And our students are the same way. They're not just listening to us, they're watching us. They're watching how we handle stress, how we respond to frustration, how we talk to them and about them. So, what we model matters just as much as what we say. There are so many moments during the school day where it would be easy to just correct the student and keep it moving. The student blurts out, "Stop blurting out in here." Student rolls their eyes. Some teachers, you may roll yours back. A student shuts down. A student is just doing the bare minimum. No homework, incomplete class work, sleeping in class. And yes, sometimes those moments need correction, but sometimes they need curiosity. Sometimes the better question is not just, "How do I stop this behavior?" but "What is this moment asking me for? What is this moment asking me to teach?" Maybe it's self control. Maybe it's respect. Maybe it's perseverance. Maybe it's how to calm down and try again. That shift, that shift right there, that's intentional. It can change everything. So, here are a few simple reminders when it comes to being more intentional with our students. First, pause when you can. Even a quick pause can help you respond in a way that teaches instead of just reacting. Second, be consistent. Students grow better when they know what to expect. Clear expectations, repeated messages, and steady support, no matter what. And third, make sure encouragement is part of what you pour in each and every day, not just correction, not just redirection, but real, genuine encouragement. Because students need to know they're capable. They need to hear when they are doing well. They need to know that they are more than just their mistakes. One thing I keep coming back to is this: what we consistently give to our students over and over again becomes part of what they carry. So if we want them to grow with direction, we have to be intentional about what we're pouring in. Thank you so much for being here with me for episode 2 of Pouring to Purpose with Counselor Stewart. I hope this gives you something to reflect on, maybe even something small you carry into your next interaction with the student. Because the little things matter. The tone matters, the patience matters, the consistency matters. And when we pour into students with intention, we help them grow with direction. Until next time, pour into them with intention because purpose grows from what we give.